Okay, and we're back, just like Brian said there. All right, let's see if it works this time. I noticed a trend every time I switch to be able to reply to you guys in the YouTube chat. It disconnects my audio for some reason. So I'm just not going to touch the chat. And I'll have to talk to you guys through here. Sorry about that, guys. I like the video first. Rumor has it was worth 10. Okay. All right, man. So I'm just going to go over everything again and pretend as if we just started it all over again. Sorry about the disconnect there. So we're going to be basically backtesting a set of rules. And these set of rules are going to be listed on this form that's going to be in the description down below. You guys have access to it right now. I have enabled permission so you guys can write your own notes as well on this. Preferably stick to the community notes section on the side. And I'm going to write the rules here. You guys will be able to have access to the rules like forever. And of course, this video, after we're done building this strategy, I'm going to make a summary video for anyone who can't stick around, because this is going to take about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours to build. So I'll have a summary video that's probably about like 5 to 10 minutes long. And it's just going to be going over all the rules and how to properly trade the rules. We're going to have a list of entry rules and a list of exit rules. So a brand new beginner trader will be able to follow the rules relatively easy. Yeah, you can finally hear me. Thanks, man. All right, cool. So I'm going to be using Trader Edge to do the back testing. I'm going to start with a $1,000 account under the manual backtester. The automated stuff, I haven't played around with the automated stuff before on Trader Edge, but the manual backtester is simple. We'll set the initial to 1,000, and we will focus on percentage gains, not dollar gains, and we'll set that as our initial. Okay, so this graph is going to update as we win and lose trades with the set of rules that we've given to ourselves. Thanks, Brian, for liking the video, man. So this chart, you guys have access to this chart too, so you can see when I put the long position tool, when I put the short position tool, so you can reference it, go back in time, and see how we are, how we're doing with the strategy, and you can decide whether or not you want to trade with the strategy after we're done with it. The goal is to be as profitable as possible, but when you're building a strategy, there's lots of trial and error, so this might not be our first session building this specific strategy. That might take a couple of sessions to build it. I've built strategies before, tested things before, that taken me like 12 hours, 24 hours, 48 hours worth of back testing time to really fine tune the settings or whatever it is. But we're going to be doing the lowest amount of rules as possible, just so we can get our feet wet. You guys can build your first strategy with me. And if you like the experience, then we'll do more videos like this, and we will crush it, making more strategies based on your suggestions. So let's start with the indicator that I want to use to be the key indicator for giving us an entry criteria is the Shihai indicator here. If you guys don't have access to it, it is a private indicator. It's about $300, and you guys will get lifetime access, I believe. I believe it's about $300 for lifetime access. Just to make sure, you might have to speak to Mario YO just to make sure that's the agreement. But yeah, so these are the Shihai diamonds. They basically look for confluence on the UST dominance chart to give you an idea of potential reversals. And we're going to use this and confluence with tweezer tops. Whenever we have a tweezer top, we're going to, and we have the confluence of a Shihai diamond, that's like our entry criteria. That's the main rule that I want to build, something that's so easy that a beginner can follow. And you might not get very many opportunities. You might get one trade per day. You might get one trade every other day. You might get 3 trades per day. That's also part of like our strategy here. We'll keep track of how many opportunities that the strategy gives us to see if this is something you can even live off of, right? All right, so I want to focus on the 15-minute time frame, so let's put that as part of our rules. So time frame, 15-minute, and prior to that, more importantly, the asset that you backtested on. Asset, we'll go with Bitcoin. And you have to, if you want to like find out if the rules that we build is profitable on another asset, you should backtest it before you take action on it, and rather than just diving into it, because you have no idea if that asset can support the strategy. All right, so we're going to stick to the 15-minute time frame, and we'll never veer off of it. I would like that to make that a rule, especially for if we're trying to make this a beginner-friendly strategy. If we can make it so that you never have to veer off the time frame to micro-analyze anything, that would be freaking awesome, right? Some people struggle with like knowing to what, like when to dive into a lower time frame to try to front run your entry or anything like that. Or some people struggle with the lower, like the super low time frame stuff. So we're going to stick to the 15-minute time frame to make it really beginner friendly. And the higher the time frame, usually the lower the amount of opportunities, but the higher the success rate, usually in that sense. Okay, so like I said before, I want it to be a tweezer. So let's do, must be the tweezer, top or bottom. That's rule number 1 and 2. For those of you who don't know what a tweezer top or bottom is, they're very easy to identify. Well, here's one right now. It's when you have a candle. This is an example of a tweezer bottom. It's when you have a candle close, and the next one opens at basically the equal price, and immediately reverses. And what your goal is to see the least amount of wick price action as possible. It's basically a lack of price acceptance, and normally comes with a strong buy wall in that location. For a tweezer bottom example, it'll be, for a tweezer top, it would be like a very strong sell wall, basically halting the price action and forcing people to go the other direction and buy or sell if it's a tweezer top. If you have it so that they're equally closing, it's still considered a tweezer bottom or a tweezer top. But if you have it in Gulf, it's even more bullish or bearish. So it really helps you enter a contrarian trade, meaning like trading against the trend with confidence that it's likely going to reverse. And if we have the confluence of a Shi-high diamond within the aura of the tweezer, like on this candle or this candle, then that's our entry criteria. So that's what I was thinking for our entry rules. I haven't fully backtested it. I've seen a couple of them and they looked really like good. So what we're going to do, we're going to go back in time because we need to see how well this thing's going to work in not just a bull market, but also in a bear market. So we're going to go in replay mode here, and we're going to go as far back in time as we can. So let's go. Let's see. It takes a little bit of time. If I were to try to go in replay mode on a different time frame and then click, it will just slingshot me in a whole random spot. Oh, it looks like I can only go this far back. Okay. So I guess we're going to start here. And what's the date on this? The date on this is January 24th. Okay. So let's go with a sec here. Format. Merge. Okay. Back testing results on since okay, so we're going back basically 8 months, which isn't too bad, but typically I would normally recommend doing about 2 years. or 4 years would be even better because you get a full cycle in like the bull market conditions and the bear market conditions, so you can see whether or not you could use a strategy throughout an entire cycle or not. And if you find that it starts getting less and less profitable in the bear market, for example, then maybe you don't use the strategy in the bear market conditions. You focus on it in like bull market conditions only. So I think the reasoning that I cannot go very far is because the indicator itself. Let's see if I can. Because if that's the case, then we can't do it on replay mode. Yeah. So we're not gonna be able to go in replay mode, but that's fine. That's not a big deal. We just because it's a tweezer, we don't really need a trained reaction. We just need to see the candlestick pattern itself. And this indicator actually only goes back about from June. So that's one problem too. So this thing can only pull data for a certain period of time. It's a lot like Luxalgo has got that problem too. Alright, let's stick with what we got though. So we have a tweezer bottom right off the start, right here. And let's set this up. So we got a long precision start. We'll use the body of the candles, the tweezer body candles, as the stop loss suggestion. Our entry criteria here. And we'll stick to 1 to 2s for now. And in this example, it would have been our first trade would have been a loss. I can't. It's a trading view thing. Okay, I got you, man. That makes sense. I guess it depends on the type of data that it pulls, right? Some indicators will work from the beginning of time with an asset. You can do your backtesting, like an RSI, for example, because it's reading data off of the actual candlesticks on the screen itself. It's able to like use that data, but this might be a little bit different. So this one would have been a loss. Our aim is to always risk to lose 1%. Well, I don't know if we want to do raw data or not. If we do raw data, that means we'll be risking to lose 0.41% to gain 0.82%. That means you'll be a full balance trader. So if you guys want to do the test as if we're doing full balance trading, I wouldn't recommend that. So we risk to lose 1% to gain 2% or more. So let's do, we lost 1% times, in addition to that with the fees. So I'm going to whip out a calculator. All right, so 0.06 times 2. You got to add that to every single gain as a deduction and every loss as a deduction as well. Kyle, try replay mode. I was just in replay mode, bro. All right, so this is going to be a deduction off of the loss, and we lost 1%, so it'll be a loss of 1.12%. So 1.12, so we're going to add that loss. All right, cool. And now let's go back. So this is not a tweezer bottom. This is a tweezer top. It is not equal close, so let's not count that one. It's got flat line rejection, but I want to see it equally close or further down just to make it more beginner friendly. No, 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 no. Man, this is not a good start. Oh, that's not equal. No, that's not a tweezer. Well, if we don't, yeah, well, that's not within the aura. I might need to change the entry criteria a little bit. Someone's mentioning that they can go back in replay mode as far as August with the indicator. This looks like slippage. So the close on this one was 62391. Open was 62405. There's a little bit of slippage. I can count that. Depends on the exchange, I guess. We'll count this one. And we would have, if we just went to the 1 to 2, it would hit. It's within the aura. We got green engulfing candle. So in this case, we would have won this trade. So we'll pull up the calculator. So we're risking to lose 1% to gain 2. We're doing 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio. So we have our 2% gain. So we have to deduct 0.12. So 1.88% gain. So add profit. Okay, and our account is currently up $7.40. No tweezer, no tweezer. No, no, no. Nope. This is, can't consider it. That's a green against the red. Might need to switch exchanges for the test. That's a tweezer. Oh, that's not within the aura. Okay. Uptrend or downtrend? Descending channel is confluence. Green against red. Out of the aura. We might need to adjust the rules so we can extend the aura of the diamond. So, like right now, we're going off of the rules where the Shi high needs to appear here or here within a tweezer, right? Within the two candles. If we could adjust it so that the aura extends one candle on each side before or after a tweezer, we might get more trade opportunities. It's one thing you got to think about with trade opportunities. You can sacrifice win rate for more opportunities to allow you to scale at a faster pace, because sometimes losses are necessary in order for you to grow faster. Okay. tweezer top. It's not equal close. Yeah, we're gonna have to adjust the rules a bit because we're not getting any opportunities off of this. There's one right there. It's not within the aura. So I think we're gonna have to change it so that the rules are an extension of the aura, so we don't. Well, here's one. It's not full. Here's one too. All right, let's go with the short. See, we got this directly within the tweezer. Enter here. Stop loss right above. 1 to 2. We would have gotten out right within this wick. So we can add that to our W list. So we gained 1.88. Add profit. We got a 66% win rate so far. And our exit criteria right now is just the 1 to 2s, but we can evolve that if we find that we're leaving too much money on the table for some setups. Maybe add the tweezer top and bottom indicators from TradingView just to make it easier to see. We could do that. Let's see what they consider, because that could help beginners too. So tweezer top and bottom from here and here, eh? It's funny. Okay, it's like they consider tweezer perfect flat lines. Are we wanting to adjust it so that we only take the wins and losses from this indicator? And we'll make it so that, okay, let's change the rules a little bit. All right, we'll have to start over. Undo, undo, undo. And we'll make it so that recommendations from the tweezer top and tweezer bottom indicator in confluence with a tweezer, in confluence with a Shihi diamond within, let's say the aura is about 2 candles on each side. What is this? There's no tweezer top there. I don't know if this is a good indicator, man. Yeah, some of these are definitely not tweezers. We do want to make it bigger, really beginner friendly though. All right, let's just start off again over here. I'll read. Oh, there's no redo. So add loss, add win, right? Let's stick to what we were doing before. That setup's not going to come. Okay, we'll start back from here. Well, we'll use this to see if we can find stuff faster. Tweezer bottom. Tweezer bottom. Do you guys want to extend the order one candle on each side? It's not engulfing or equal. Why tweezers anyway? It looks different every exchange. Well, what you do when you're doing your analysis, you look at, like I like to look at bitstamp for most of my analysis, but my take action is dependent on how my actual exchange prints the candles. So if it confirms on the exchange that we're doing our backtesting on, but it doesn't confirm on the exchange that you're actually trading on, then you don't take the trade until it confirms the way you need it to confirm. What are the blue and red things? This is an indicator that someone suggested during the live to identify tweezer tops and tweezer bottoms faster. But I find that sometimes it's wrong, so we can't use it as part of our rules to look for this, because I'm trying to make it as beginner friendly as possible. So what I'm just looking for is the dots and how the candles are printing after the dots are made. It's gonna just remove this altogether. Okay, no. Well, this one counts. This could be a loss, but one to two is here, and our stop loss would have been hit before it came down. So add that as a loss. Sucks when it misses these big moves. It's like you can't really consider that a tweezer top. Well, there's one. It's not in the aura. Yeah, there's not enough opportunity to be able to dependably use this as a strategy. At least not. Oh, we already added that, eh? Like I would have traded that for sure, but well, there's one. The two, and we've given up quite a bit of profits there, but oh well. All right, so we got our 1 to 2 here. Add profit. Okay. No tweezers. All right, now we're at current price action. So we went through 8 months of time, and we only got 5 trade opportunities with a 60% win rate with the rules that we are using. So I think we need to change some things. Okay. So we're back here in January. So I want to make the confluence off of the she high indicator. That's beginner friendly as possible. This guy is so handsome. Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, join later. Makes no sense to extend the diamond range both sides because you extend it backward in real time. You got no diamond yet. Yeah. So we can't extend it forward because then our entry criteria would change. We could send it backwards because what the diamond would print prior to the tweezer. So that we fine if we extend it backwards, the aura from here backwards, but we cannot extend it this way. Or maybe we can just look for oscillator confluence off of it rather than based on tweezer reactions. We need to see confluence with oscillator. So if you guys want to add another indicator, what should we choose? Polar fixed. Fixed ranges I 100% agree with. But I really want to make this beginner friendly. And some people struggle with knowing when to pull a fixed range. I know that comes with time. I know for us, very easy. Doing it for a few months, and you pretty much have the fixed range volume profile like mastered. But I want to make this so like if you are someone who just looked at the chart for the first time, and you have a core set of rules that like maybe like an 8-year-old could follow. Like that's my goal with the strategy that we're building. Make it very, very beginner friendly. Like we did so far with our backtesting, we found that, using tweezer confluence is profitable, but it just doesn't give you enough opportunities. At least not on the 15-minute time frame. So, vector candle plus she high. That sounds easy. Which vector candle indicator do you guys want to use? Instead of just using the strict definition of a tweezer top, what about using the powerful reversal candle patterns? Or powerful reversal candle patterns. Like easy ones like white knights, stuff like that. Alex of Crypto suggesting overbought and oversold RSI with a 2-1-D1 EMA. Okay. So let's do that. I'm going to use a divergence indicator, RSI divergence. This shows you overbought, oversold territory. If we want to make it simple, let's use a horizontal line. We're going to change the coordinates of this to 40. All right, and clone. Make this green. The coordinates of this to 60. So we want to say below the 40 territory in confluence with the she high dot for a long, and then vice versa for the short for the 60 level. And you said the 21 EMA. Let's go here. Are we using this for our bias control? So use it for bias control. It's too fast-paced moving. EMA for trend. So that's bias control then. So if we have the 21 EMA and price actions below it, then you stick to bear mode. Price actions above it, you stick to bull mode. But it's too fast of a moving average for that. So it can't be based on bias. I would maybe the 500 EMA for bias control. I've used the 500 EMA before with strategies, and it made like the Bollinger Band strategy. Oh, maybe we can use Bollinger Bands too, right? Like that sounds simple. What if we just did the Bollinger Bands. We got this. Adjust the settings so the length is set to 50. Now that's pretty simple. Length 50. Prepare for shorts when price action's above it. High confluence. And oversold confluence. Overbought confluence. Those will be the 3 rules for entering. And we can do 1 to 2 criteria as our initial exit criteria for the start. Like what we want to do is first build entry criteria, see if it's profitable with 1 to 2s. If it's profitable with 1 to 2s, then we can maybe enhance it so we can have different exit criteria to finally tune the profitability of the strategy. Someone wrote the TDI sequential. That's a good indicator. The TDI sequential, I thought that was delisted. It is, man. They delisted that. It's sad, but it's true. Okay, so we're starting here again. Let's zoom out. Here, let's delete all of our long and short entries that we did with the strategy so far. This could be it. This is still super beginner friendly. Like I've built a strategy like semi-similar to this before. It was using the MFI, the 500 EMA, and the Bollinger Bands at the same length that I chose. So I know that this length gets overextended, but the downside with that strategy is it's on the hourly time frame. So you don't get very many opportunities, but the win rate is stupid high. So let's start here. Let's get a vertical line. Again, here. So rules are changing. So let's go back to the rule book. We're gonna, same asset, same time frame. We will use RSI over, let's choose the 60 level or below the 40 level. Over, so under 60 to 40. I'll make this more detailed later for you guys. And then Bollinger Bands, high confluence. High diamond confluence. High diamond. And in addition to that, outside of Bollinger. So we just essentially turn this into a range trading strategy. Because we're using Bollinger Bands, then we're looking for overbought, oversold within ranges. Which is good. That means this strategy will work 80% of the time because the market only trends 20% of the time outside of Bollinger Bands. 50 setting, 50 length. All right. So now we have a more concrete set of rules for our strategy. Let's undo all this. All right, start back at 1,000. Okay, so we want to see For bullish confluence, we want to see, basically we'll use the candles outside. How about, do we want to wait for price acceptance inside though? If we wait for price acceptance inside the Bollinger Bands, it prevents you from jumping against a trend. So we can do that too as our entry criteria. So we'll have our first trade be a loss. Let's see. So we are and during the Shi-High print is below the 40 level. So it's, we have here our first trade. We would aim for 1 to 2. And if we're doing it based on the candle close inside, we'd enter here. And we'd have our target around here. And we lost that trade right here. So first loss. We have this one here. Enter. This one is printed above the 40, so it doesn't count. We got this one here printed above the 60, so it does count. Our first candle close inside the Bollinger Bands, short right here, stop loss right here, target a 1 to 2. Right, we have gained win there. Add profit. Input name for the backtest. We'll just call it Shi-High. A loss. Why is it saying total of 3 trades? Undo. Oh, I see. So we are add loss, add win. Okay, sorry about that. Okay. Papa Alex, congratulations. Is the TDI sequential the same as TD sequential? It should be. I doubt it though. The TD sequential used to count 9 consecutive numbers in a row that were positive against each other. That's the easiest way to explain it. But whenever you had a 9 flash, it was a huge sign of a reversal. But they took down the indicator. So, all right, so this candle here, it was below the 40 level. So the rule was met. Candle closed back inside. Enter in on the candle closure back inside the Bollinger Bands. This was a loss. So we'll go back here, add loss. All right. We got a total of 3 trades. All right, that looks right. Okay. Nope. Nope. Yeah, that meets the criteria. That's a bummer. We'll see how well this does. Kind of close back inside. I guess that counts. That doji counts. Okay, that's a loss. I'll add it to the loss tracker. I just want to see. So this doesn't, I guess I wouldn't know if we should count this one because the candle closed inside after the Shi-High dot was created. But we did have the extension out. So if we could use the extension out as our rules, the Shi-High print after the fact, that's up to you guys. So all the rules are met other than the fact that the Shihai printed inside the Bolger bands. And if you're wanting to like automate this, for example, it would be tougher to automate that part. So we can't add that. We're supposed to add that loss. What we just did. So far, 25% win rate. Not too good. So we got here. It's inside. It's inside. This is awkward. Okay, so we got Shihai Diamond. Here and here. This one's close to being valid. It's like right on the 60 level though. We'll say above the 60. Yeah, these both would count. But we need to close back inside. So the close would be here. Do we want the close to also be undersold? I say about 15 more trades, and if it doesn't work out, then we'll change some things. Because no matter where yeah, it doesn't technically matter. This would be a loss, no matter where we. So let's add that loss. Okay, close back inside. All right, we might need a. I don't want people jumping in on a trade. Might need to tune this. Like there's some, like there's clear win here, but like almost every single one of these dips after we got price acceptance back inside, like they weren't all like, almost all of them met criteria. So it would have been a loss here. It would have been a loss inside. It's inside. This came outside. Acceptance back in. Loss. That's inside. Then a win. Oh, wrong side. What's this doing? Alright, okay. Win. Nope. No. No. Shihai print out. Nope, that printed in. In. Out. Can't close back inside. 1 to 2. That's a nasty one. Let's see if it wins, but no. With these ones. That printed out. Right here. Close back in. Yeah, that would have been a loss. Doesn't matter where the stop loss is. It won't give us the... This one. Alright, this candle... There's the entry. That would have been a win. No, no, no. Closed in. This one counts. Let's see what the RSI is though. Oh yeah, the RSI counts, okay. So, where's the long? This candle closed back inside the Bollinger Bands after the diamond print. 1 to 2. Around here. So that would win. Okay, the win rate's coming back up. She high dot. Close back inside. She high dot. Yeah, this, okay. So we wait for the close back inside for this one. This would be a loser. Stop loss here. Target would have been here. Stopped out here. She high dot extended on the RSI. Close back inside. Stop loss here. Got stopped out here. It's a loss. After 13 trades, we're only up $3. Oh, it can't be good. For example, pulls data from the RSI or Bollinger Band. Makes no sense to use together with those indicators, in my opinion. Yeah. I could use the MFI. I adjust the length from the Bollinger Bands to the 50 level. So they're not in sync. I would have been stopped out, missing that by a hairline. One, two. I feel like I'm forcing it, but even then, that's like, yeah, I would count that as a loss. Okay, there's, yeah, we gotta change some things. What do you guys want to change? 1 hour time frame? If we could do the 1 hour, increase the win rate. We can start with a 30-minute, so we don't reduce too much of our opportunities. Got some doubts. I thought for that building strategy, it's essential to know why. I thought you were going to have a particular indicator that works. Got no idea how Shi-High works. Okay, so the Shi-High indicator, guys, how it works. It's basically just, it's pulling cross-reference data from the UST dominance. So there's some things about the indicator that I don't know about, but it's basically looking for divergence confluence on the USTT dominance chart within the time frame that you selected. And so that's what creates these dots above us. So when we have those dots, we can use them in confluence with other listing rule criteria to define when we should enter or exit a trade. And we're using it for entry criteria right now. We haven't gotten to the exit criteria set of rules yet, but so we're just focusing on 1 to 2s so we can at least find out if we can pull as much 1 to 2 wins as possible, based on basic stop loss risk management rules. Okay, so we can start over. We can clean this chart up. Let's remove drawings. Let's undo all this. All right, go back to $1,000. And what do you guys want to do in Confluence with the Shihai? Try multi-time frames as Confluence for Shihai. Well, we're trying to stick to 1 time frame, Mario. We want to make it as beginner friendly as possible, so we don't have to rotate time frames. So something that's very, very beginner friendly. Stick to 1 time frame. We can increase the time frame to 30-minute and maybe the hourly. It will give us less opportunities, but our win rate could increase. And you guys want to change the oscillator, or do you want to stick to the RSI? All right, we can only go back to January. We'll be posting links for the tools that you're using. I couldn't see the website that way. Yeah, they're all below in the description, man. You guys will have access to a Trader Edge if you want it. I have an affiliate link down below. And there's the strategy building chart here. So as we build rules, we'll fill out this form and crush it together, find out what the win rate is. So far, we're only backtesting to as far as January. Okay, so what do you guys want to look at in Confluence with the Shihai diamonds? Can you preset the Bollinger Band? Yeah, I can go back to the preset if you want. Delete this, just re-add it. If we want to use the Bollinger Bands. So the preset is length of 20. I find that the length of 20 doesn't, like, it's a default setting kind of sets you up for failure. We can change the RSI to what, the VWAP or MACD. We can do the MACD, that's a fun one. VWAP we could use for bias control. Short towards the average, long and short towards the average on the VWAP. What other kind of, you have the impulse MACD, right? The impulse MACD or the standard MACD. Let's see. We get the MACD. MACD is a very user advanced indicator. Okay, then we can change it to one that's very easy. This bad boy right here. you could basically see how we have the, this is called the squeeze momentum indicator. And what it basically does is it kind of reads, it actually reads data from the Bollinger Bands to define if there's strength or not in confluence with some EMAs to find out if there's any strength in the market. So you see like maybe we could do a Shi high red dot in confluence with, so long as we're not in the bright green, we can enter a short. And for the green dot, so long as we're not in like the bright red during the time it prints, we can enter a long. What is that indicator you're talking about? PJOGRM. I have this favorited. Why don't I remember it? Okay. Why? I don't have a memory of this thing. Short into the, okay, so it's EMA based indicator in confluence with where is that? So I'm just reading what this thing is made out of. Okay, well. So overbought, oversold lines. Show overbought, oversold cross. So during the event of a cross, we have an example right in front of us. Cross here. Cross here. Cross here and here. Okay. Low win rate with high gains, consistent stop loss. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, something consistent. Let's see, I'm just going through all the what you guys are saying in the chat there. Add the VWAP. Adjust the VWAP. Remove the bands multiplier. So if we use the VWAP's like it takes the weighted average of the daily time frame to define this line, and it resets every day. The resets are usually pretty easy to spot. Like right here is a reset. Right here is a reset. They happen every 24 hours. We can make our set of rules where we're trading towards the VWAP, or we use the VWAP for, because it can act like a magnet until it resets. But as soon as it resets, then it's no, you're basically telling yourself that if you're using a VWAP as a set of rules, that you might not be allowed to trade with this strategy immediately after a daily candle close, because it can mess up your chart a bit. Okay, let's stick to the squeeze momentum. We can make our set of rules based off of you can't trade a red dot in bright green. You can't trade a green dot during bright red. But as like the momentum fades and reverses, you can trade during that momentum shift. But let's hide the VWAP for now. That might not be enough though. I'm just thinking in my head right now that you're going to get lots of good opportunities. But sometimes the best moves happen right after. Like the best entries usually, the criteria usually happens right when we get to like a high volume reversal area. You think it's... What am I looking at here? I think it's 500, not sure. The only... TradingView only lets you go back a certain amount of candles. See, I can go back, like... With other indicators, I can usually go back at the beginning of time, but this one, unfortunately, you can't because of how it reads the data off of the USDT dominance chart. So we're on the hourly. Switch it to the hourly. Hourly Shihai. If we are using an hourly time frame, let's just get the. Let's pull up the old MFI. Let's do it this way. White flow index. Not that one. This one here. Do below the 30 level. For longs. Above the 70 for shorts. And do we want to do the Bollinger Band? Or do we just want to try it without Bollinger Bands and stick to just the MFI and dots? And see how well it performs first before maybe adding a tune, like any tuning to it. It's not bad just looking at it. No. Would have been a... Would have been no. But a yes. But a yes. Yes. Fortunately, most of these would have been a yes. That's what you gotta be afraid of, is these kind of events. Salis is... Silas, oh, I'm sorry if I hear your name wrong. It's asking, is this your indicator? Do you have a free trial to test out a strategy idea? I don't think he has a free trial. You can ask him. Okay, I believe the reason you can only go back 8 months is because you are on a low time frame. Replay mode will let you go back and further. I can go as far back as I want, but the indicator won't. That's the problem, man. That's nothing to do with my ability to actually do it. It's just the fact that The indicator itself can't. Okay, so let me go through my list of indicators here. We can do the chandelier exit. Maybe the trend, super trend. Adjust the super trend inputs. ATR length. That's, so the ATR length is based on the average true range. What's your look back period? Larger the look back period, the less extensive it is. Okay. But if we're doing stuff based off the super trend, it's in the name. It's you're basically trying to make a trend-based strategy rather than a range-based strategy. I don't have very much time left, guys. So I feel like we started off strong with the tweezer idea, but the amount of entries that you got was very little, despite it being like all right in terms of profitability on the 15-minute. But yeah, we need more opportunities than what we got. We only got like 6 or so trades. For like 6 months or 8 months. You count nice stuff. Not nice stuff yet, but appreciate it. I'm trying to get there. I'm thinking we got, let's see, what is Shi-High Confluence? Shi-High Confluence with the cross. Shi-High Confluence with a change of character. Like that's pretty simple. Now if it's with a change of character, then I would recommend anyone to do it within a fixed range for sure too. Add that additional confluence, but then again, that's not very beginner friendly. But if we have an indicator that tells you when there's a change of character or break a structure, preferably a change of character, then you'd enter it in on the change of character. So it's a contrarian based entry. And there would have to be a Shi-High dot, like a recent Shi-High dot. How is that? Okay. Some of this is inaccurate, but okay, we've got a lot of noise now. Let's see. Switch to the 15-minute. If we're doing change of character, we want to I gotta refresh because now the Shi-High indicator is not showing. Try using Shi-High only, nothing else. 5-minute time frame, stop loss at the top. See that? I don't know if that would work very well. It's just 5-minute time frame. Only listening to yeah, you get your butt slaughtered. Yeah, that's not enough, man. I'm same on the 5-minute time frame now, and there are some like scenarios where it does well off 1 to 2s. but your win rate would be pretty low. It'd probably around like 20%. And with 1 to 2s at least, you need to have a win rate of 35% or more to be profitable. So now we're back here. Oh, now in August, and it's working in August. August of, yeah, where? Oh, man, that sucks. Oh, because they're on the 5-minute time frame. That makes, okay. All right. So I like the 15-minute time frame because it has a lot of traders react in confluence with a candle close within the 15-minute time frame. So if you can get more backers behind your trades, typically the more volatility you'll have behind your entry. The Bollinger Band MFI strategy collapsed just below the amount of trades, but brainless. Yeah, the Bollinger Band strategy is simple. The 500 EMA and the 50 Bollinger Band length and the MFI. Now, if I made rules off the Shihai using a fixed range volume profile, it would be a killer strategy, guaranteed. But it's not beginner friendly. Might need to get a list of indicators for us to like. Someone did suggest using vector candles alongside with a Shihai print. If it's a vector candle, then that could be a very good, simple to follow strategy. Because even if someone doesn't know what a vector candle is, then they just follow the indicator that tells you when it occurs. It'll be a pretty simple to follow. So what vector candle indicator do you guys recommend for this? We could use Trader's Reality. We could use Trader's Reality might be kind of intimidating to some people, or just the PVSRA, this bad boy here. If the candle close, if we get a vector candle at the same time we get a Shihai print, maybe in confluence with the MFI being overbought or oversold, not look at the Bollinger Bands. This could be easy enough. Aaron's saying he's using the Trader's Reality one. Oh, this one I'm using is by Trader's Reality, but there's a few of them that he's made that are good. Like this one's pretty good too. It's pretty noisy, but why did it say depreciated? They shut this one down? Well, that's a bummer. That was the one I used all the time. What is this one here? It's a lot of data. Let's get rid of some of the noise. The 200 EMA sync to the time frame. We could set a 200 EMA daily rule, focus on longs only on the 200, but we can't backtest that far. I think that's the main thing that's messing me up right now, is our window of what we can backtest is also messing me up a bit. Get rid of the clouds. Let's get rid of this the week low, week high. You don't need order blocks. Make this super basic. could backtest it based on a certain time frame. Only trade the strategy during the New York session. That's a good set of rules you can have too. People should know whether or not the strategy that they're building works on that session anyways. Alright. I think that's good enough. So, are we going for a Shi-High print in confluence with the vector candle? You guys want to try that out? What is the Shi-High indicator you're using? It's a private indicator right now, but I'm not sure if it's included in my description, but there's a form that you could fill to get access to it from Mario YO. He might be in the chat with us. If it's not in my description, then I'll add the form in after this session, guys. All right, let's just try it basic again. Oversold on the MFI and confluence with the vector candle within I guess I say the exact candle that has the vector yeah, it has the Shi-High dot. If it has the vector candle, then we take it. We can sprint through this before adding it to our win and loss rate. We can add a vertical line each time an event occurs. And then we can rush right through this. Because I'm running out of time, unfortunately. We got no vector. If we do it in confluence with the vector, it's not... Well, there's one here. Oh no, it's not during the time of print. Yeah, vector after or prior. One candle aura. If you do one candle aura, then we just gotta think as if we're trading this live. Do one candle aura. There's it's the only opportunity here. So here it's one candle aura. So we'd enter off of this one, or off of this one. Yeah, the active one. Oh, that's a vector. We're not oversold. Are we oversold? Nope. One candle aura, yes. Here. But it's not oversold. Alright, overbought, question mark. Nope. Oversold, question mark. Not during that one. During this one. No. Okay, so we got oversold here, but no vector within the aura. We got oversold here. We have one candle prior to it. It's print within the aura. So that's one here. That's probably going to be a loss. What's this one here? There's not one within the aura. Oversold, yes. None within the aura. Oversold, yes. One within the aura. Oversold, yes. And it's vector. Not within this aura. Oversold, yes. One within the aura. What I wrote goes especially for the 5-minute time frame. What were you saying, man? Well, I found that Shi-Highs or lows will often be SFP'd in the actual... If you're using SFP off the Shi-High, it's very profitable. 100%. but SFPs aren't beginner friendly. And like, yeah, she highs in a range, like a value area range, are very, very good confluence. She highs off SFPs are incredibly good confluence. She highs after a loss of momentum are very good confluence. But I'm trying to make the annoying about what I'm trying to do is make it a mechanical based strategy. If this enter, if this enter, if this enter, something that's like very, very basic. The problem with trying to make a basic strategy like this, like I've built them before in the past, and they are very tedious and normally requires a lot of tweaking of how the indicators perform, and sometimes it requires like a three entry rule criteria based on like this has to happen, like oversold, for example. Like what we're trying to do now, like build like at least 3 rules that tell us when we should enter or exit a trade. And the mechanical based strategies are very they're very, very user friendly. Like they won't need to know. The goal is to make it so they don't need to know how to do technically an analysis with trend lines or what an SFP is or how to pull anything that's skill based, like a Fibonacci pull is skill based, for example. Fixed range volume profile pull is skill based. An SFP, that's pretty skill based. Although SFPs would be a really good, yeah. So there is an SFP indicator, but it only pulls local SFPs, like right here. Maybe we can try this. If we get a local SFP in confluence with a Shihai dot, like it's not going to look back, for example, to like a wick over here and see if it SFP'd distantly. It's only looking back a very small window of time. But if the SFP happens within the Shihai print, on like the 5 minute is a good example, you'll get more opportunities, then maybe we can use that. But again, it's not going to do the more powerful ones. Like for example, we had a decent one today. There was a SFP here. Right? When we came up, grabbed this liquidity. Like this was a good long. But again, like some people don't know to look for that. And even the local ones are difficult for some people. So having an indicator that can at least do the local ones and get the Shihai confluence, like a Shihai within the SFP window, like that could be a good confluence. But this indicator, of course, it will repaint. I guess that makes sense for it to repaint. It has to repaint because while it's active, and if it closed, okay, yeah. You guys want to try that? Maybe a SFP window, dot within the SFP window. Like this is example. A dot SFP within the window. Enter here. Short. Your stop losses will be tight. And you can use a lower time frame. What does it mean exactly? What is a repaint? So a repaint is when an indicator essentially tries to lie to you to give you a sense of a high win rate. For example, it'll tell you to short. And then all of a sudden, something happens that it doesn't like. And then it says, the short signal will disappear as soon as like something happens it doesn't like. That's repainting. And It's kind of frowned upon in the trading community. The only time where it really makes sense for it to repaint is during an SFP, because it could be telling you, like, prepare, we might SFP, like while this candle's active, for example, right here. And then once it closes and confirms, then it's like a confirmed SFP. But if it closed down here, then it's not, right? So that makes sense for it to repaint during those kind of events. But when it says it gives you a clear buy signal, sell signal, and then it goes backsies on you, then it's like, yeah, that stuff is frowned upon. And unfortunately, I love Luxlogo's stuff, but a lot of their stuff repaints. And they also only have a look back period of 150 candles, so you can't test it properly. All right, let's do a back test, and I gotta go very shortly. I'll try the SFP window. All right, so we got one here, here, no dot, no dot, no dot. All right, we got a dot here. What on earth? So we're just doing the local SFPs. We're not doing range-based ones because it's again, it's not very beginner friendly. This is a little bit, like, technically, yeah. Like this candle here. Focus on 1 to 2s after the close. We got to count it, even though, like, if we're using indicators, then we have to, like, make sure that the indicators work for the people that are going to use this strategy, if they use it. So right above, the wick itself can be the good thing about SFPs, they're taking liquidity out of the market, so you can use the tip of the wick basically as your stop loss suggestion and aim for 1 to 2s. So this one would have worked out. It's our first trades in August. All right, so let's go trade 1, add profit. And then on our next session, we can do our exit criteria, because there's good news and bad news about SFPs. Like, they're a very emotional type of trading strategy, and so people struggle with staying in their trades. If you can figure out like momentum based exit criteria, and then after we get the change of character, then we can use that as our exit criteria and capitalize on more gains. But then we'll need to add another indicator for people who don't know what a change of character is. All right, so we got an SFP within this window. This candle here was the SFP candle. You'd enter long here. Stop loss right below the wick. 1 to 2. So that's a win. Let's add that. SFP, SP, no dots. SP, no dot. SP. SFP with a dot here. Is that an SFP? Okay. Yeah, the color of the candle is kind of messing with my head. Let's get rid of this for a second. We don't need that. I don't even know if I want to count. Okay, you wouldn't have, the dot would print here. I've been saying use a break of structure. Saying use a break of structure. Oh, we can test that out too. I guess we can make that, if it happens after the SFP, I'm just gonna make sure we write that in our rules. And we can use that as our entry. Stop loss above the SFP wick. Put our 1 to 2, this will be a loss. Recent wick, would this be a loss? Yeah. So no matter what, that would have been a loss. So wait. I don't want to keep changing the rules in our favor though. Well, we'll add that to our rules though. Before the SFP's target is hit. I actually shorted this the other day with the Shi-High Confluence. It's insane. I guess no, that wasn't the no, wasn't that one. It was more recent. There's one there. Shi-High SFP candle here. Shi-High here. So this candle close. SFP wick. 1 to 2. Got SFP, no can't. SFP, red. SFP, no diamond. SFP, no diamond. SFP, no diamond. No diamond. No diamond. Oh, we got a diamond here. So the SFP candle happened here. The Shi-High diamond happened here. I'll count that. Started inside the box. What's this? Must be a pretty big. Okay, I gotta win. Bitcoin still not confirming my actual trade strategy today. We got SFP here with a green dot candle outside of the SFP range, but it started within it. I don't know if this will win. Oh, it will. Jeez, okay. For a little while there. What about this one? Is this inside the... Let me just adjust the visual order, send this to back. Well, we can count that win, but this this trade here, even though it looks like a winner, like it, okay, it opened in here, it printed here, Shi-High printed above it. We'll count this trade. You'd be in hedge mode for this, so we'd have to make sure that people turn on their hedge mode. For those of you who don't know what hedge mode is, it's just basically when you can enter a short and a long at the same time. So if you're on one-way mode, it'll cancel out your other trade with the amount of weight you put into it. We got SFP, no dot, SFP, SP, no dot, SFP, no dot. Fucking equal high, so take that anyways. SFP, no dot. No dot. We got a dot here. This isn't bad. Then all we gotta do is find, like if this works out, all we gotta do is fine tune it. Because we're obviously giving up a lot of profits on these. If we fine tune the exit criteria, we can end up giving this a really a lot higher profitability rating. But for beginners who don't want the exit criteria, they can just listen to the 1 to 2 setups. All right, so this is a win. Just making sure that SFP risk management is a little fast pace. You got very little amount of time to manage your margin and your leverage. Some people in the community of like Mario YO has fucking mastered it. But for me, like I have to use averages of like 0.1 to 0.2% drawdown and have that criteria ready just based on like SFP averages. So that's normally like what your drawdown risk is. We have a green dot within the SFP window. I don't. This is the candle here that confirmed. What is it SFPing off of? Or I guess we'll do it based off the indicator. This is the confirmed candle. Stop loss. Here. Add. Nope. No dot, no dot. Red dot printed here. So you get late signal. Oh, there's a red dot here though. So you won't get a late signal. You get 2 dots within the same SFP. This is the candle that closed to confirm it. You would have fucking seconds probably to get ready for this, but yeah, let's get that a buffer. There's some people I know that will be able to react to that in time. Either way, this is a win, but we'll just add it as a win. No dot, no dot. No dot. No dot. Green dot. It wouldn't be on the SFP candle, but that's what we're doing with our rules, so this will be a loss. Our stop loss will be here. Our take profit zone will be here. So add loss. SFP with green dot. No dot. SFP with candle here. This candle opened here. Opened here, closed here. That's a winner, but I don't know if I want to count that one because it's not within the we're not counting that one, despite it being a winner. It's bending the rules a bit too much. see. Oh, we got a green dot, SFP. This is the SFP candle. Oh, okay, it's pulling from that. Long. So the green dot happened after the fact, so enter here. Tight stop loss. Okay, we got W on 10 minutes over time, but I want to see if what we get before I got it getting close to the active price action. So SFP here, green dot, that's a loss. Ah, it's not there. And there, and there, and there. Calorie entering before the confirmed candle, isn't that an issue? So we have, no. There's the confirmed candle is the SFP confirmations here. And we want to have confluence of the Shihai dot prior inside the SFP window. Like, so where the SFP is being drawn from. So this is the wick that it's pulling from, that's SFPing off of. So if there's a green dot within this window, great. If it's late and it's prior to the typical SFP target, like this scenario, then we'd still enter. Like, trying to make the rules so that there's an aura of the Shihai that a beginner can follow this and know how to enter it. You know, I'll have all these rules written out in great detail here. Because even if a beginner doesn't know what an SFP is, they're going to know how to follow this strategy pretty well. Because there's an indicator, at least the local SFPs. There's a red, see, this is another example. Red dot here. This is the SFP candle. This candle, is that there's a gap here. So we could enter on that. I don't know if I'd trust this in a real life situation. So let's pretend we're entering late. So we're scared of how it's confirming. It still works out, at least I've got. One to two is here. You missed the one on the left. Where? Oh, thanks, man. Cool. All right, so we got red dot, SFP candle. It's SFPing off of that, all right? Well, it's the indicator, so let's count it. I'll be a little late to this one because it's good that was a W that we missed there. Thanks for finding that. Let's add profit. Okay. Sorry about missing that. You're doing it manually. There's that chance, especially trying to get done fast. SFP, no dot. Oh, green dot here. SFP candle here. Close back within here. So yeah, that works. That one doesn't sketch me out. Got 1 to 2 here. This isn't bad. Whoever suggested this, I appreciate it. It's pretty good. Even if you like aren't trying to capture the whole trend and you're just sticking with 1 to 2s with no exit criteria, this is not bad. There's a red dot here within the SFP window. This is the confirmed candle. Bitcoin dropping right now. Right here. So that's this. That's I barely trust that. 1 to 2. Add win. SFP. All right, now we're at the current price action. So we only could back test. What was the date? August 24th was the furthest we can go back with the Shihai indicator on the 5-minute time frame. But from that time, we've got 17 trades with an 82.35% win rate. That's not bad, but the thing is, in order for me to consider it a safe strategy, I need a lot more data than 17 trades. That's really good though. If I'll message the indicator creator, Mario, and see if there's a way they can make the look back period larger, because I prefer to have 200 trades before I consider it a strategy to give you like proper concrete data. I think Shihai got potential, but it needs something that's not beginner friendly to shine. You're 100% right with that, yeah. So maybe when we do build our next strategy together, that we use a different core indicator. Will you write this down? Yeah, let's do it right now. So we have the 5-minute time frame. Our look back, our period was only until August, unfortunately. Oops, let me undo that. So August, 5-minute. Our criteria: Shihai, diamond, within SFP window, Shihai may give a late entry indicator box. Okay, and we have insert above. We use an SFP signal from Luxalgo. All right, so Luxalgo SFP signal. All right, that's basically our rules, and our exit criteria is basic exit So we had a high win rate, guys. It's an 82% win rate off the 17 trades. So if we like maintain this trend, the downside is like this is going to be, most of this is going to have to be forward tested, not back tested, meaning we need to use live environment data since we can only look back as far as August. And as time progresses, the Shihai dots will disappear in the past and appear in the future kind of thing. So your look back period is, in terms of the date, is going to depreciate. So we're going to have to forward test the rest. So what we can do is we can move this line. This is our starting line. And this could be a long-term project, honestly. Starting line, and we'll have a line as well for all the ones that we've already back tested. So we've made it up to here. And we'll make this red. So this is what we back tested to. Oh, what did I just say? August 24th. What am I thinking here? August 12th. Okay. So this is what we backtested to right here. So as time progresses, we're going to be able to use we'll be able to backtest all the new data or forward test it in a live environment if you want to. Yeah. Well, Bitcoin's losing that support. It's going to drop here, guys. We're losing momentum. It could fall down to 62,100. That's not going to confirm. Yeah, so I know this has nothing to do with strategy backtesting, but we are now testing double distribution point of control. So if we zoom out on the daily, this is a strong area of interest right here. If the fixed range volume profile decides to populate, it isn't right now. Might have to reset my screen here. That's you'll see that this is a peak zone. So if we had a few more days of trading in this area, this would become the macro point of control for the range that we've been in since February. And so it's a pretty important area. If we lose this, it'll give it the opportunity to act as resistance, and we could drop down. And I'm going to be, I'll be watching 62,100 as our first potential floor. But we have we have a volume gap right here, so it'll be a relatively quick move if we lose this. But yeah, guys, that's all I've got for you for now for this backtesting little session. I don't know if you guys enjoyed this, but maybe what we should do is have you guys on a Zoom call with me while we're doing the live, and it's a lot easier to communicate. So like talking through the chat, it's fun, but how about take profit and take profit too? Oh, we can do that too, yeah. All right, guys, I will see you in the next live. I could post this as a video if you think this is enough. I don't know if this is high enough quality to have this as a video for a set of rules, but if you want a video for it, I can make a video for it. But I'd have to be obviously I'm going to be completely transparent and honest that we've only done 17 trades with it. That's pretty cool. We add the pages so that we can create our own. I don't know what you mean by that, man. You can like copy this though if you want. You can just go to File, make a copy. If you guys want this, there's not. And the Google page for backtesting and the website to add the trades. Yeah, the website is traderedge.app. I have a link for you guys in the description for it. Just to be transparent with you, it is an affiliate link. It's about It gives me like 30%. Honestly, wait with the video till after our next call. I got you. Yeah, probably. Good call. If we get more data, let's say like 200 trades in total for our trading strategy, then I can make a video. I don't really consider anything a strategy unless I get 200 trades worth of data. But I do like what we got so far. That's pretty cool. Pretty sweet win rate. Honestly, wait till all right, well, I had fun. This is kind of something that I usually do by myself. It's very boring. So being able to do it with other people is obviously a lot more fun. So if we maybe do like a Zoom chat live together and we can talk about it, anything that you guys want to go over in terms of rules that we can add to this, or maybe switch it up so it's not based off SFPs. But for those of you who know how to do SFP trading, I already know before we did this backtesting that SFPs are pretty powerful by themselves, and the confluence with the Shihai indicator, that's just, it's gold, man. So it's kind of cool to see it live with a very basic swing failure pattern indicator like this one. But yeah. All right, guys. I had fun. Can we do the Zoom call this week? Probably next Monday, because we have the trade hunting call in the morning tomorrow, and we got the trade hunting call on Wednesday morning. And Tuesday night we have our call, and I'm building a pretty big course as well, so I don't have that much time. But on Mondays we can do this as like a recurring thing. We're all hang out in a live and then work on strategies together. Next time I'm gonna have beers. Yeah, that sounds good. All right, guys, you have an awesome day. I appreciate everyone who jumped on, and I'll see you in the next one. See you guys.